Okay, sorry, I'm back. So yeah, Lord of the fifth house going into the sixth house, you bring your capacity for fun, romance, creativity, self-expression to work with you into your routine life, into dealing with pets every day, into becoming better and better at something. So practice is not practice. I mean, it is, but you have fun with it. You find the fun in practice. You find the fun in work. You find the fun of providing service for other people. You find the fun in, caring for pets, dealing with pets. Okay, you find the fun in defeating obstruction, whether it be debt, co-workers, diseases. You find the fun in these things. The stage is work. Like say for you worked in a warehouse. That is the stage. Wherever you are performing, you're on stage and you're just doing your thing. That's how you feel. That's what this placement is. You bring that performer in you into your everyday work. Like everything, whatever is routine that you do every day, you feel like you're a performer at it. It's an art form almost to it. How you do it, how you walk the dog, how you strap them up, what you do, all of that stuff. It's a creative art form to it. It's a creative thing about it. It's a creative thing. You have to bring your capacity for creation to work and think of ways like, man, how could I do this faster? How could I be faster at this? What are some creative ways I can stack a pallet? And then you let your creativity go to work and you put that into your work. And people be like, hey, they go to work, oh, that's creative. Oh man, that's smart as hell. I wouldn't even thought to do that. Your divine intelligence is going into your work. Okay, that's just a little bit. And also children. Also children. Fifth house is where you are a child and your dealings with children. You done? Sounds disgusting. But fifth house is you're dealing with children. It's where you are a child. Your place can be a kid. What's it called? Is it Chuck E. Cheese? I don't remember. But yeah. So that's how you act at work. You bring like your interactions. Like this is where somebody could be work in a daycare field or work with children. They bring their capacity to dealing with children into their work. Or you feel like when you go to work, this is a place to be a kid. Now, yeah, that could go north or south. But I'm just saying that this is what the Lord of the fifth house and the sixth house means. And Saturn also rules the sixth house, Aquarius. And he's in the sixth house. So you have a routine just to have a routine. You just have to have one for the hell of it. You have a routine to for your pets. You bring your capacity, like you are health conscious because you feel like you have to be. For no other reason, you feel like you have to be health conscious. The reason you provide service to other people is to have a routine. The reason you're health conscious is to obtain is going to affect your work. Your health consciousness, whether you're health conscious or not, is going to affect your work. It affects how you do at work. Health consciousness here. This is good. This is good. health consciousness here just in itself affects your health. So, like I said way back when I was doing Saturn, it's a placement where you'll be like, okay, me drinking, me smoking every day, it's not working. It's destroying me. That right there, that awareness right there turns it all around. Not necessarily you stopping, putting it down. It's now you become aware of it. You're health conscious because of your health. Your health is going to affect your health consciousness. Now, if you're not, if you're just doing these things and you're not aware, you don't stop and become aware that you are affecting your body, that you're diminishing your body, you're destroying yourself, then you're just going to keep doing it and maybe pick up something even worse. So that's a little bit on sixth house, sixth lord sitting in the sixth house, just a little. And then Mars. I wanted to hit Mars. Mars is the lord of the eighth house and the third house, and he sits in the seventh. I'll do the third house first. Third house is the house of everybody knows communication. Is a house where you tie one thing to the other and make a link to something, whether it be an idea, a person, whatever like that. Usually it's ideas. Usually it's the brain. Like you want to connect with somebody else's brain, or this is a house I like to call it the house of comprehension. House of reading books, writing, any form of communication, media, your younger siblings, your neighborhood, your immediate, like your neighborhood, your immediate environment. Like when you walk outside of the house and you stay in, I don't know, Chicago, or you stay on a certain side of Chicago, like the south side, that's the third house. Your immediate, neighborhood. And this Lord sits in the seventh house, so you bring all of those activities into the seventh house. You bring your capacity for communication to your relationships. That's what Mars is doing there. So now you formulate an even deeper picture of what I was saying about these planets. Now you know what actions of Mars are doing. Okay, Mars in seventh house. My actions are blah blah blah. What are the actions? You look to see where the Lord, the ruling signs of that planet sit, or where houses they're in. That'll tell you what exactly the planet is doing there. So Mars is communicating there. Mars is trying to link two ideas, two minds together through communication and listening. That's also part of the third house. Paying attention, comprehension, listening, understanding. See, all of these things go into the seventh house, and that's what the actions that Mars is doing. It is taking his capacity for comprehension, for understanding, for tying A and B together, making sense of something, communication, local distance travel, or local travel. Also the third house. Local travel could be like you go from like your house to Walmart, from Walmart to McDonald's and back home. And that's action. You putting in action. And based off that action, seventh house things are going to be affected. That's going to either help or hinder your relationships. It's going to help or hinder your partnerships, your relationships with other people in general. So be careful of that. Be wary of that. Understand that. Be aware of these placements and how they're affecting your life. Okay, just a little bit. And then Mars was the eighth house. Eighth house is the house of transformation, number one thing. It's the house of our sexualness, if you will, but more on a committed level, Fifth house is not a committed level. You're just out there being a child. Eighth house is more on committed level because it's after the seventh house. Eighth house is actually what happens in the marriage. Eighth house is the marriage itself, what happened in it. Seventh house is the courting, is bringing together of the marriage. Okay, we're married. Now what? That's the eighth house. So, and then eighth house is where you deal with other people's stuff, other people's resources. It's the house of debts, taxes. I've heard that. Along with the sixth house being the house of debts. The eighth house is the house where deep emotions come out. Deep, buried deep down, intense emotions. This is a house of traumatic, sudden events out of nowhere that you do not plan, emergencies. This is the house where the underworld house. Whatever is underworld, that's the eighth house. And your capacity to dig down there and find that eighth house, find out what's down there, is also the eighth house. So you say research and investigation, stuff like that. So when the Lord of the eighth house goes into the seventh house, you bring your capacity for research and investigation into your marriage, into your relationships. These are like people watchers. Because the seventh house is the marketplace, remember? So these are the kind of people who will actively, Mars, and the Aries is here, they will actively go out into the marketplace and sit and just watch people. And investigate. And research people and just like this. And they'll watch people and then that's what they do. They actively do this. Like, man, I want to go people watch. They gotta express that the action. They want to get up. They have impulses. Right? They have impulses. Mars is impulses, instincts to go and do something. So you go out and people watch, and in doing that, it takes you to that underworld. Like you can, eighth house is research. Remember I said research. So you have the impulse to research the marketplace or research your partners, your business partnerships, and because of this, it's either going to balance or throw off a balance your relationships, your dealings with other people, your business partnerships. So, that to give you an example, you want to do business with, I don't know, whoever, make up a name, or a company or a person or whatever, or somebody you want to marry or whatever and stuff like that. What you'll do is you'll actively get online and start researching about this person. You'll research and dig up on him. And that is going to affect if you're going to make that commitment, if you're going to make that agreement, if you're going to sign with them or not, if you're going to marry that person or not. So these are people that'll do that, and they before they decide to get married to somebody, or they feel like it's somebody they would potentially marry, and they see them in Walmart or something like that, and they'll instinctively go over, hey, what's your name, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Not get too much into it. They just get all the information they need to look you up and find out your Facebook, your just your history, just research on you. And then from there they'll be like, nah, well yeah, that's somebody I'll go out and pursue. And I mean, that could go either way. I mean, that could be, that could, I guess, you could either be called a stalker, or you could just be someone who's, want to know what you're getting yourself into. Just beware not to take it too far. So yeah, and especially in business partnerships, use this capacity. See who you're getting involved with out there. Meet them at a party, blah, 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 hear about them. And take that impulse, take that intuition that in you that tells you, hey, look up on this person. Because you might find some bones in the closet, or you could find what you've been looking for. But I'm just saying that's what this placement is about. Okay, and then one more thing, transformation. Like I said, transformation is the 8th house. Mars is the lord of the 8th house and sits in the 7th. So transformation occurs in relationships. Your actions transform the relationship. Every action you take transforms the relationship for better or worse. It either makes it better or worse. Brings it into balance or throws it off of balance. But everything you take your Mars is here, is action. And you take your action into the 7th house. You take it into dealing with other people. So, you could be someone who every time you guys get into a relation, and I'm not just talking about this person, I'm talking about someone who has Mars as the lord of the 8th house sitting in the 7th house. I'm not talking about signs or anything like that. I'm talking to this person because they have this placement. But if you're not this person, you don't have this, but you have this placement, but not the sign and the aspects and all that other stuff. I'm just reading a basic of what it means to have Mars as a lord of the 8th house and the 7th house. And so 2 ways it can go. You could be somebody who beats their spouse, whether it's a man or woman, or you go out and actively cheat on purpose, based off of instinct, and you keep doing this over time, and you lose the person. Remember I said transformation is a process. It's a slow process, but it's a process. And over time, you keep doing this, and it's going to deteriorate. It's going to transform into garbage. The relationship is, and then that's it. Or you could be one of those persons, one of those people who, here's an example. Okay, you want to make your relationship better. The person feels they're out of shape, and you actively, hey, it's about time. You need to get up, you need to go to the gym, and you do this every day. And what happens is the other person start to feel better about themselves because of the actions you took, the impulses you followed on to get them up and to go to the gym every single day. Now they feel good about themselves, and they have you to thank for that, as well as themselves. But you took that action of going. You see what I'm saying? How Mars can go either way here. So for this person, I hope that helped. I know it was quite lengthy. I told you I was going to go into detail, and you were going to get, you should get what you paid for, and it's going to be better and better, and the best of my ability, the best I can provide for you. So you have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow with the next 3 planets. Thank you.